Follow me to the sunshine streets, open your ears and brains. A recipe of passion bloody trees, right here's where you jump the trains. The clock stops here, so grab a beer, throw your sensibilities away. We ain't walking, we're talking to the north, east, west, and south. This broadcast is fast like the dead we will last. We're running on rotten mouths. We're talking to the north, east, west, and south. This rotten cast is fast like the dead we will last. We're running on rotten mouths. Come on, we're running on rotten mouths. We're running on rotten mouths.
All right, welcome to episode 5. This is our winter horror episode. I'm JC Morris.
And I'm Nick Kale.
Nick Kale. And we got Scott, our producer, back there drinking a bev.
A sugar-free, tropical flavored 7-Up. Those are fantastic, by the way. It's like a Hawaiian punch carbonated. Woo! But it's our winter episode.
It's the winter episode. Yeah. So let's talk about winter. Do you like winter, Nick?
I do.
Do you like summer, Nick?
I do.
What season, Nick, is your favorite, Nick?
I like summer, Nick. However, winter is a nice change. I like the contrast. And I like the cold. I like sleeping in the cold. Maybe that's why. That's probably the main reason why I like winter. If summer was a lot cooler at night, there would just be absolutely no competition, no comparison. But it's just hard to sleep when it's warm, man.
Yeah.
And who can afford blasting AC all night long? You know what I mean?
In the middle of winter? Right. The heat's already high enough.
Yeah.
So when you say you sleep better in the winter.
Maybe we confused each. Yeah. I sleep better in the winter. Yeah.
Are you like leaving the window open, or you just your room is just cooler?
No. Yeah. I just shut the vents. And I just leave it at normal refrigerator temperature, and I just like to use coverings.
Okay.
It's nice. Yeah.
All right.
Crisp. Good sleep in the winter. And people tend to be a little bit more defeated in the winter, and I like that.
You like a sad world?
I do, a little bit. Sad keeps you in check. When you got all these broccolis running around in the summertime, that's, that gets a little annoying.
Yeah.
We're trying to have a good time.
So your mood depends on the world.
I try not to let it be that way. But sometimes it is.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I can't stand the winter. I think it's awful. My hands get all dry.
Oh, yeah.
My skin just starts splitting for some reason.
Sure, that
I
does
hit the
suck.
age where like, oh, your hand's just going to start bleeding because it's cold.
They're weeping, man.
Yeah. I don't like the temperature. Like I've reached the age where I'm like, feel like I finally reached that age where I'm like, oh, I get it now. You're just cold all the time when you're old, right? Like I'm like, you might not look at me and think I'm old, but I'm at the age now where like everything's cold.
Yeah.
Like I haven't worn shorts all winter, dude.
God, close the refrigerator. It's been open for 3 seconds.
Yeah. I religiously wore shorts.
That's true.
For like my entire life. Like even in the winter.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I can't just be cold.
Holy shit, yeah.
And so I've really started to hate winter. I don't like the amount of daylight there is. I get angry at the sun for being out because it's not warm enough. Like, like when it's not there, you're like, God, I wish I could see the sun.
Yeah.
And then when it does come out, you're like, why even bother, dude? If you're not going to be hot.
Right.
What's the point?
Yeah. You're just out for a tease. You're just out to be bright in my eyes.
Yeah, you're just going to shine in my face while my hands bleed. Ridiculous.
Damn.
Yeah.
Harsh.
What are some things that you like about winter?
I
So
like...
you like the cold temperature in your room. What else do you like about it?
I like those little tidbits of sun that you get in the winter. So like for a week, you're just like kind of down and angry. and then the sun shows up for a second, and you're like, "Oh, what an amazing
Sun's
day!"
out.
Yeah, so I like that kind of treat. It makes it more of a treat.
Okay, you appreciate the sun more because you haven't seen it so well.
I
in a
do.
while. Okay.
And there's different outfits you get to wear in the winter that you could never touch in the summer, or else you'd just be a sweat pile. You know,
hmm
you could wear a nice coat. You could wear some cool pants. You could even have like a sweater combo. You could even do the long sleeve under the short sleeve shirt combo that's coming back.
That's a good look.
I like that look, right?
It's always been fine.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't do it at a classy joint,
No,
but like just goofing around, it's a good look.
it is.
Yeah. So let's see. We're going to talk about a little bit of winter horror and a little bit of a tradition that I have on this episode that I call the fruitcake toss party.
Nice.
So we're going to talk a little bit about winter horror, fruitcake toss party, and then I'm going to get you one of my winter readings. And then I think we have something planned at the end, but I forget what it is at the moment. So that's what we got going on. So
Cool.
when I say winter and horror, what comes to your mind?
Winter and horror. The Abominable Snowman.
The Abominable Snowman.
Yeah. The horror movie, for some reason, was a favorite of mine when I was a lot younger. Jack Frost. That was a fun
Jack
one.
Frost, the horror movie,
Yeah.
not the Michael Keaton romantic comedy snowman movie.
Nope.
Okay. I think it's Michael Keaton. I could be wrong.
I think it is, dude. It is. I forgot all about that.
Poor Michael Keaton, man. He's been in some stuff.
He has.
So tell me about Jack Frost. It sounds amazing for anyone who hasn't seen the horror version of Jack Frost, which is different than the Michael Keaton version.
There was a small movement of movies just like this. Uncle Sam was one of them. That might be the same director, but same budget. And you just have these little clips of this. In this case, it was Jack Frost, which is like this like frost monster that just killed everybody in this small,
What was he
area.
so angry about?
I'm trying to remember the actual plot.
Yeah, for movies like that, it's hard to remember the plot. You just know, hey, there's a killer snowman
Yeah.
and it's killing people. Was it killing teenagers or anyone?
There were a few it was like normal, like middle-aged, like townies,
Okay.
you know. There of course was a sheriff. Yeah, look the look on this guy's face. Yeah, I'm just a mean guy. Like, look at him. Jack Frost is classic.
Oh, here you go. Oh, it sounds like it's got a little child's.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was a
got a
serial
little
killer.
child's play.
A notorious serial
Rip-off.
killer, Jack Frost, is being driven to his end. Yeah, it's a Child's Play ripoff.
Yeah.
Only a winter one.
Mm-hmm. So read the rest of us since you already started.
Okay.
And people are like, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah, they're like, this guy just ran.
He's talking about Jack Frost with Michael Keaton.
Is this Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton, as notorious serial killer Jack Frost, is being driven to his execution. The truck carrying the murderer encounters a bizarre accident that transforms him into a mutant snowman.
That is a bizarre accident.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's irregular. Sheriff Sam Tyler, who caught the psychopath originally, has remained concerned about his return. And it seems that his fears were well-founded. Before long, bodies pile up, all killed in gruesome, wintry ways.
Let me see if I can guess the gruesome wintry ways.
You can, but
So,
let's
like,
see.
as a horror writer, you gotta.
Ooh, this is good.
You got all your stuff. All right. So
Yeah.
there's an icicle stabbing.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
what yes.
There's a like maybe a snowblower accident.
I'm pretty sure there is one of those.
Like it's like a wood chipper, but it's with snow, but it wouldn't like kill anyone, I don't think.
Right. It would
But they
just
do
get
it
jammed
anyways.
up. Yeah.
And then there's just blood going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
You've basically seen the movie.
Snowplow death.
Yes.
Yes. Anything with a fire poker.
Oh man, I think there's an axe.
Axe. I mean,
Like a wood.
that's fire-based equipment. Falling through some ice into some cold water.
I believe so.
Nice.
I believe it happens to one of the youngins, maybe.
Electrocuted by Christmas lights.
Oh,
Strangled by Christmas lights?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do you think anyone compiled?
We don't have time.
We don't have time for
We're not
that.
Yeah. So if you can't remember, that's fine. Anyways, so it sounds like I named
Icicle.
four deaths out of this.
Yeah.
Just by seeing gruesome wintry ways.
You named as many deaths as there are people who liked it out of 10.
Yeah.
At least on IMDb.
Yeah. It doesn't have a great rating. I mean, 4.7 actually isn't bad for a horror movie like this. I think some people have some nostalgia for it, it sounds like.
Yeah. That's why I like it.
Yeah. So you saw this when you were
Gosh, I think
in high school? Or maybe after high school?
I saw this when I was like maybe, like in high school, 16, 17.
Mm-hmm. And was this a Blockbuster rental or a Hollywood Video rental, or did you see it at a friend's house?
I saw it at a friend's house. It was a rental. I think it was Scholes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He always had the good ones like Uncle Sam.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I taught him that to rent really bad horror movies. I don't think he knew about that until I was around. I started hanging out. I was like, you got to check this out. It's total garbage. And he's like, I love it.
Now it's his thing. He
and
really
that's
loves
all
it.
he does. Yeah, he'll watch the worst stuff and love it.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the sequel, Jack Frost 2?
I didn't.
Electric Boogaloo.
I didn't want to ruin the
Wintry
first
Boogaloo.
one.
What is the tagline on Jack Frost 2? Can't read that. Oh, there we go.
The Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. Like,
I mean, if you're a mutant killer snowman, is it really revenge at that point? Like, oh, you killed me for killing all those people. That's not revenge.
no.
You're just like continuing being a killer. That's not revenge.
The continuation of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
The continuation of my killing is revenge. It's revenge now, so it's justified. Just so you know.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Anything else come to mind with winter horror?
Yeah, there was a movie called Silent Night. And it was an older.
Are you talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night? The Christmas guy?
Yeah,
Santa
that's
Claus?
it. Yeah, he just nailed it. Yeah. Right up there.
Yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's a classic.
Great one.
Everyone loves a good Christmas slasher.
Mm-hmm.
That one's particularly well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter horror. I mean, we gotta, Home Alone is not considered a horror movie. However, if they
Kevin
actually
McAllister's a sick,
he's a sick twisted
guy,
individual.
Dude. He's sick. He's literally sick.
Yeah.
He's like, I could have called the cops.
He could have at any
But you
point.
know what? I'd rather scar you. I'd rather scar you so bad.
What a sinister little bastard.
Like Kevin McAllister when he grew up, ladies, that's not the guy you want.
No.
Like he's a nut. He's like, oh, I feel like you're cheating on me. And then what? Then what does Kevin McAllister do? You don't even want to know. Like, think what he did to 2 robberies he didn't like. He feels betrayed. He's gonna just
And no fear.
No fear.
You guys give up.
He just laughs.
Or are you thirsty for more? Yeah.
I'm up here, you bunch of, what does he call them? Couple of horses' asses or something?
Yeah, horse's ass. Yeah.
I'm
up here, you horse's ass.
Vanished. I'm down here, you big horse's ass.
Smashes him in the face with the paint cans. And because if they showed what actually would happen to people that happens to the robbers,
man,
that's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Especially in the second one. Electrocution and burning and explosions and a brick from like 4 stories up. And like, I mean, we're talking mass.
He's a sick dude.
What the
It's a sick dude.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. Scott's doing something with the screen. So you got Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a good memory. It's not really horror though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Did you ever watch Krampus?
I did actually.
What'd you think of Krampus?
I don't know. That one didn't hit the same as like the other style for me.
What do you mean the other style? Like Jack Frost?
Mm-hmm.
Like Jack Frost is better than Krampus to you? Jack Frost is more technically skilled than
Like
Krampus.
the actual murderer alone is better than Krampus. Yeah,
Um,
like yeah, Greg is actually who showed me Krampus too. I watched
Yeah.
that with him.
I will say Krampus is like a multi-watch movie. It's like one of those ones that gets better the more you watch it. Because when I first watched it, I was like, it's all right. It's okay. And then it's one of those things. Like it's the holidays. Like I don't want to watch Fred Claus starring Vince Vaughn. So I'm gonna put this on instead. Right.
Yeah.
I'll put on Krampus. And the more you watch it, the funnier it gets.
Oh,
Because you just stop caring about people. They're all very unlikable.
yeah.
Every single character's in there pretty unlikable. So yeah, The Shining. What makes that winter horror to you? What do you like about it? What stands out to you about that one?
As a human being, how close to home that is. So you see someone that you trust deteriorate and how dangerous and eerie that is. You know? And when I go back and watch it, it's impossible now for me to see him any other way. So it's
like
fun.
Jack Nicholson in general, or in that movie?
In the movie,
like when you
that
first see him
character.
and he's signing up for the job, and you're like, "This guy's insane."
His name's Jack in the movie, right? I can't remember. Is it Jack?
Jack Torrance.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's funny about The Shining, it's kind of like some of those Christmas movies that you never actually seem to watch it from beginning, like the actual proper beginning to end. It's like it's always in the middle or like the first third. But these last couple of years, I've deliberately I'm like, no, I'm going to start this. So I'm going to watch the whole thing. And when you watch him and they're doing the pitch to his position and what it's going to entail, you see some of that, like just tipping on the edge, kind of like psychosis, and they're already brewing. And I'm like, is that because I know that's who he's turning into? Or is that just really good acting and really good directing?
Or is it bad acting, and that's just the way Jack Nicholson always is?
Right. And then there's a third option.
It's a third option?
Yeah. Like, because apparently he has some, like, wasn't he like an alcoholic in the movie? That's part of his character. And he broke his kid's arm by like grabbing him one time.
Yeah.
So maybe he is
I'm
trying
not
to
sure
hint
if that was
he's
in
just
the, I
like
don't remember if that was in the movie, but it's definitely part of the book. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just the character building in that one, and just the suspense building and
The suspense,
the feeling of you feel claustrophobic in that movie, even as a viewer. You're like, they're trapped here, and these poor people. Even without the supernatural aspect of it, just the setting and
it could be still a horror story.
Sure.
Even if you got rid of the creepy little twins and the elevator full of blood and old naked granny, it could still be a horrifying situation, right? And it's actually probably more horrifying in that way, because you're like, this is your father, this is who you trusted, and he's going nuts, and you're stuck here with him, right? In some ways, that's actually worse. So I get that. Yeah, that one's definitely up there as far as winter horror for me. That would probably be number one. Would be The Shining.
That's a good pick. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then for me, number two would be The Thing. Which I don't actually know if that's a winter horror movie. I count it because it's snowy. Like that's what makes a winter horror movie. Oh, there's snow.
There's snow there.
There's
man.
snow, dude.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it could be the middle of summer for all we know.
Sure, because they're in the Arctic, right?
Although it is nighttime there. No, there's day and night, which is weird because it should be a little more deeper of a cycle.
Right, either all day or all night.
Maybe it was summer then, because you would get both. Maybe.
I
don't know how the sun works in Antarctica.
Yeah, who knows?
It's winter. There's snow.
Yeah,
deal with it.
I do know that you gotta. I do know that McCready is one of my favorite names for a character. For some reason, it's got. I don't
know that I've ever heard that name anywhere, like in real life. But it's a cool name.
It's very cool.
Yeah. That whole cast is great. It's a fantastic movie. That one's another one that has tension built into it, like that scene with the petri dishes.
Good pick. That is a
amazing.
fantastic one.
I mean, I could work The Thing into like hundreds of lists.
Yeah.
Like, what's your top 10 movies with a character named McCready? The Thing, dude. Easily.
Right.
What are your top 10 Keith David movies? The Thing. That's number one.
Boom.
Boom. Every time. Yeah. I was playing the hardest pinball machine I've ever played is called The Thing. And it's like
Really?
it's like a digital one. Like I got it on Xbox. And it's the most impossible pinball game I've ever played in my life. It like just shoots the ball down the gutters no matter what you do. There's like,
Really?
no way to beat it. Yeah. But it's a fun game. It has cool sound effects to it.
And it's based on
It's based on
the actual.
Yeah, it's actually got like pretty sure it's Kurt Russell's voice. It's got like lines from the movie in it.
Awesome.
And it's got like graphics pop up, like those evil dogs pop up on one mission and
Yeah.
just shoot your ball right down the drain. Every time.
Now, we don't need to tackle this today. But there's the whole running thing with the Thing.
The thing.
Yeah, the thing where who's the thing at the end? Is McCready actually the thing and he just cleverly made it out,
McCready's not the one. He's the one trying to do everything.
But there's a whole
Childs
debate.
might be hit. Like
He's one of the ones too there's a whole deal.
What do you think?
I think the creator thought it would be interesting if it was McCready at the end.
Talking about John Carpenter?
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it makes much sense. I don't know.
It's not McCready. No way.
See,
way.
I've read some pretty good logical arguments for and against.
Doesn't make them right just because it's logical.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
We don't have enough evidence.
We don't have enough evidence.
Right.
I'd have to do a deep dive, and now's not the time to do the deep dive.
But maybe in the future.
We're in the middle of this.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
No.
I hire a research team, a crack team of researchers.
I have one on call.
One that eats candy while he's working.
Well, we have Scott for that.
He doesn't have any candy, though.
What were you? Oh, that wasn't candy. It was just pure drugs.
Yeah.
Before we move on, do you remember the name of the bartender in The Shining?
The name of the bartender? I forget it all the
You
time.
remember?
I
Jen
know
brings it up every year.
I know
and
it
stumps us.
sometimes, and then I forget it. Give me another one. Bernie, Myrtle, Marty.
It's one syllable.
Oh, Gus? No.
It's in that era of names, though, I think.
Guy. Man.
It has a Y in it. Guy. It has a Y in it. And two consonants back to back. I didn't get it either the first time, but now it's kind of stuck in there.
Oh yeah, there it is. He just gave it to me. Lloyd. I would have got it.
Lloyd, I think you would have got there.
I remember it. Like, it's one of those pieces of knowledge that you're like, on any particular day, you could ask me 24 times what his name is. I get it to you 12 times.
Yep.
I have no clue 12 other times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's one of those
It's a
things.
trip like that.
It's
sure.
like like coworkers. I don't know their names. Some of them. I mean,
What?
I know most of their names.
Wait a minute.
I don't always know people's names.
Wait, hold on. Do you know my name?
Yeah, dude, I said it earlier, didn't I?
Moving on.
We're moving. Another winter horror movie that I love. And it's actually, I don't know if I even consider it winter horror, but the movie Alive. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's about a soccer team?
Football team.
Yeah, we say soccer.
Because we're in
We're open-minded. And we know
North
that things have
American
multiple
United
names.
States,
I
yeah.
say soccer, he says football, just cover the bases. And they're flying somewhere from a tournament or something, and they crash. Long story short, they have to eat each other's butts.
Nice.
Yeah, they do.
They literally have to eat each other's butts.
With jelly and or syrup.
Until someone gets tired of eating butt meat, and they're like, yo, let's walk up out of here.
Yeah.
And they just walk out.
Yeah, the ending's kind of strange. But it was real. It really happened.
It really happened.
So it's like So I don't know if this was a story about the human spirit and the triumph over hardships, or if it was a story about people who even though this is pretty unlikely, many people on the same team fantasized about eating butts, and they finally got the chance to do it and be justified. And then they were like, fuck it, let's walk out of here. And they did.
They're like, you know what? I'm in a mood for something other than butt.
So they left.
And they're like, let's get up out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, keep eating them butts. I'm going to send someone back for you. just let me walk out of the Andes Mountains.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
Let me just walk out of the Andes
I mean,
Mountains.
what's the whole song and dance about eating all this butt? And then all of a sudden they're like, I think it's a good time that we left now.
I mean, the pacing and the struggle of them walking out of the mountains made it feel like, oh, y'all should have just walked up out of the mountains. Because it wasn't like that hard.
That's
It
what I'm
just seemed like-
saying.
yeah. They're like, so you're just going to eat. You guys make a big deal about this. You could have walked up out of here. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you've been fine.
Well, soccer players, dude, what are you going to say?
They're tough, so they want to tough it out. They want to show everyone.
Right.
They're triumphant.
They're like all these
triumphant
people.
Spirit.
They're like, everyone says we're a bunch of wimps and we whine and we do fake sprays and we cry a lot. We're going to show the world that we're actually tough. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're going to tough it out.
Yeah.
All right. So my question for you is, are you going to eat butt meat in the Andes if you need to? Would you eat the butt meat?
I don't think there. Okay, so that's a good question. It's interesting, but I don't think there's a choice. I think something inside a being.
Dude, you can choose to not
Switches.
eat meat.
Yeah, but then it's pretty hard to choose when you're that hungry. Like when you're hungry, like for survival,
Mhm.
not like, oh shit, I really want that slice of pizza, but I'm kind of on a diet. No, it's like I need to eat this or I'm dead. I think there's a switch. Yeah, I don't think at that point I mean, maybe there's a part of my consciousness that's left that's like, oh, I'm eating a person. That sucks. But then through the tears, you still eat it because it's like, well, fuck, I got to do this.
What if it's me? What if we got invited on this magical podcast tour to go do our podcast in Chile?
Chile, right.
In Chile. And we crashed in the Andes and I'm dead. You gonna eat my butt, bro?
I'll tell you what, instead of one tear, I'm at least 2 tears while I'm eating
But
your
you're
butt.
still gonna eat my butt.
Well, yeah, I think you would want me to.
No, I don't want anyone eating me.
Even when you're dead?
No, you can't eat me. No. Off limits.
As a friend, I'll kill someone
You
else
can wear
and
my
eat them.
shoes.
Would you rather have me kill someone just so they don't have to eat you, even if you're dead before them? You'd rather have me become a murderer to survive?
Yes. 100%.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do it because that's how good of a friend I am.
Nice. Thank you. That's great.
Scott, butt eating? What's going on?
Do you eat that butt?
Nuts? Shaft? What? All of it?
Scott's down. Hour one.
Wow.
He's like, yo, I'm hungry. Which one of you is going to give me an arm?
I knew it. Scott did play soccer back in the
Oh, no.
Dude, there's a connection here.
Uh-oh.
He was a good soccer player.
As far as I know, based upon 2 data points, all soccer players are cannibals.
Hey, I'm with it.
They're burgeoning cannibals just waiting for the right thing to happen.
That's what Alive's about, I think. Going back to that. And
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Anyways, what do you like? There's just like one you just don't like that you're like, I'd just kill him and eat him. Or
No, it's
there's-
that
is
you
that
like
what
him
you're
a
talking about?
lot. I think it's because he likes him a lot.
Oh, okay. So you just eat him
Like
up.
he looks tasty.
You can just eat him right up.
People look tasty, right? Like as a cannibal, do you find that some people look tastier than others? Oh my God. I never saw it before, but Alive, this is definitely a horror movie
Yeah.
about cannibals. It's not that they had to do it. No, this is a movie about, like you said, burgeoning cannibals.
Burgeoning. Yeah. They're burgeoning.
Burgeoning.
They don't,
dude.
they burgeon?
Oh, it says right here, stranded after a plane crash in the Andes Mountains, burgeoning members of burgeoning cannibals of Uruguay's rugby team. They're rugby players. They're not football players.
Oh, so they're definitely
I
going to try and tough it
forgot.
out. Isn't that the same thing? I thought they were soccer players.
Ah.
We messed it all
Oops.
up.
God damn it. All right.
We look like clowns. We're going to have to edit this. Scott, every time we say the word soccer, we need the word rugby thrown in
And put
there.
it in real harsh.
Yeah, rugby.
I think it's because rugby players are just the. Or maybe just show a picture of a cat because people are still obsessed with cats. Or a guy boxing and talking about Muay Thai.
Weird. All right. So alive, Nick's gonna eat I would not eat people until my body took over and made me.
That's kind of what I was saying, though.
No, you just gonna you're like, well, I'm
That's
not gonna
what
be
I
able
said.
to resist, bro. I'm
That's
gonna
what I
have to.
fucking
Might as
said.
well do it. I gotta do it.
I didn't say that. I explained a little bit. You might be right. I might.
Yeah,
Just,
you might just be a cannibal as well. Speaking of cannibal things, other horror movies that I love that are wintry, a wintry mix.
Wintry.
Ravenous.
Wait, have I seen Ravenous?
Yeah, I think I told you about it on the first episode of the podcast where I was like, Robert Carlyle.
Yeah, I'm pretty
was
sure
in
I went.
there.
Yeah.
And he was in the movie Ravenous. Paul Bettany, maybe? No, there's
He's
like
great.
this one guy who's got like, it's not Paul Bettany, it's someone else, but he looks kind of like him. And he's just got like the whitest blonde hair. You see him in that picture there. Great actor. Totally.
Guy Bob is in it, right?
Guy
Or-
Pearce. Yeah. What's his face? Arquette. David Arquette's in there.
Oh, okay.
He plays kind of like a yokel type character out there.
He's a great yokel.
Neil McDonough. That's the guy I was talking about. See him on the top right.
Oh yeah. He's
Anyways,
great.
it's a great cast. This movie is also about eating people, which apparently is a big thing in winter. Like your two things that are going to kill you in winter are
Other hungry people.
bad drivers.
Yeah.
Thanks for the ride, lady.
Bad drivers and people that are really hungry.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, the cold. The cold will get you too.
It will.
But
Jeffrey Jones too.
that's
great.
not a good thing. He's a problem, dude.
He's hilarious. Wait, is he a bad guy? Is he one of the ousted
He's been
guys?
convicted of some things. So
Oh,
We don't
great.
bring. That's why he wasn't that new.
Edit this too, Scott. Edit this too. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, you know now. He is no longer hilarious.
Well, that sucks.
He's revolting. Anyways, so Ravenous is a great movie. It's all about. It's like set back in the day. They're warriors. They're not like warriors, but they're like in the army or whatever, and they're at this stockade, and someone gets real hungry, and people start going missing and whatnot. And it's a kind of a little bit of a cat and mouse game, but it's beautifully shot. It's gross in points, but it's really well done for her. It's probably my third favorite winter. So it goes
Nice.
Shining, The Thing, and then Ravenous. And then the holiday movies I count as separate, but I would throw probably Krampus in there and Gremlins. But I don't feel like talking about those. Everyone knows those ones. So
Yeah.
yeah. What about? Did you ever see TV shows? There's a couple TV shows that I like that people, if you're looking for wintry stuff, you should check out. The first one is The Terror. Did you ever hear of that?
Yeah. I remember this hair.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That show was fantastic. It was so well acted. It's probably like a 10 episode miniseries,
It's
8,
the
10
pirate.
episodes.
Well, not pirate per se,
They're
but like
explorers.
they're explorers on the
it's
ship.
like an army
Yeah.
ship, and they're trying to find the Northwest Passage, which is like totally made up because it's all ice up there.
Yeah.
Um,
Great
and-
acting. in that
oh
show.
yeah, the acting's
Man.
fantastic. It's a cool cast. Like it's full of like all these characters where you're like, it's Scott just brings stuff up.
I know, it's great. I love it. Ferris Bueller's Jeffrey Jones pleads guilty in sex offender case. Well,
But is he funny, Nick?
isn't there egg on my
But
face?
is he funny?
Well, I'd rather have egg on my face than Jeffrey Jones.
So, jeez. Anyways,
Oh, side note, sorry just for a palate cleanser. If I needed to write the word wintry, this is just an admission of ignorance. I would have written WINTERY. I didn't know it was wintry.
wintry.
I did not
It's
know
wintry
that.
weather.
Did you know that as a writer? That
Yeah.
it's just
It's wintry.
not wintry, it's wintry.
I think you can do it both. To be honest.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those deals.
Wintry is like classier. What he's highlighting something. I can't read it, but Do we need to do this,
Oh.
Scott? Do we need to do this?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm Nick, just ignore it. We're gonna ignore Scott now. Let's go on. So we're talking about the Terror.
The Terror. Great.
They're going
great,
to the
great,
Northwest
great
Passage.
series. Let me turn towards you. I can't because I'll knock this thing over.
You'll
And
knock it over. There's
there's
mics on here. Anyways,
okay. Jesus.
it's a good show. That's all I'm saying. It's a good show.
It is a good show.
I do believe there is perhaps some cannibalism in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's always cannibalism.
Yeah.
In the
well,
winter, in the
surviving,
winters.
you know?
Yeah. And then the other one I recommend is Yellow Jackets. Did you ever see that?
No, but they've been marketing it heavily, and it looks
that's
awesome.
the third season's coming out in February, and it's fantastic.
The third one is?
Oh yeah.
I gotta see
So it's
that.
got 2 seasons, but they're dynamite. They're like great acting, totally creepy. It's kind of got like dual timelines. Again, soccer team crashes in an airplane.
No way.
Have you ever heard this before?
That's the premise?
A soccer team of high school girls crashes in an airplane, and they're stuck in this place in the winter, and they start eating each other's butts.
That's Yellow Jackets?
Yeah. But there's also this other timeline where the survivors have come back, and you're like and they kind of go back and forth, and there's something like supernatural or weird going on. So it's kind of like a big mystery.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure it out, but it's a great show. The acting's awesome. I love the past timeline equally as much as like the present timeline, even though it's a completely different set of actors. The adult actresses, you got Juliette Lewis, who I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. She's
'cause
great.
I think she's weird and awesome. I love weird.
Yeah.
She's in another winter horror.
What?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a
getting
story about a loving couple that lives in a house and their neighbor's a piece of shit.
Sure.
Ruins their entire holiday season.
He ruins everyone's holiday. The whole family is like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like no one cares about this. Clark Griswold is the biggest jerk in the world, right? You're just like, I don't feel. When I was young, I was like, "Oh, this poor guy, and his family helps him." And you get older, you're like, "What a total jerk!"
Yeah,
Like,
he's a
his kids hate
psychopath.
him.
He's a real
They're like,
psycho.
"Okay, Dad." Like little kid walks up, and he's like flirting with the perfume lady,
Yeah.
and he has to see that, and his dad doesn't apologize or say. He's just like, "Okay, Russ."
Look, Russ, no lines.
Yeah. Yeah, so Juliette Lewis is in Yellow Jackets. Christina Ricci plays my favorite character in there. There's a character called Misty, and she's basically a nut job, and she's just a little bit off, and
Nice.
a little bit weird, but in a way that makes me laugh,
Yeah.
even though I don't know that I'm supposed to. Like when I was watching this with my wife, she was like, she's crazy. And I'm like, I think she's awesome. So it's kind
course.
of like that thing.
Yeah.
Melanie Linsky. Do you know Melanie Linsky?
Yeah. Will you
She's a
pull
great
her up
actress.
there on the old deal?
She
there?
was she played Rose in that
Oh, yeah.
show
Yeah,
with,
she's great.
with Charlie Sheen and the other guy,
Mhm.
2.5
She
Men.
played the stalker in
Yeah.
2.5 Men. Yeah.
And she was also in an episode of The Last of Us, which was a really good episode too. But she's great. I think she's a great actress. So it's an all-star cast, dude, and it's fantastic. And it's about a soccer team that crashes and they eat each other.
I had no idea that's specifically what it was about.
Yeah.
It looked awesome. Like, oh, do you ever, the current like commercial that's been running is just like kind of what you said, only it didn't hint about the cannibalism thing.
Yeah.
It was just like these people end up in the kind of alone, stranded, and they go nuts.
Dude, I feel like I need to write a story about a soccer team that crashes in the mountains
If you want to be famous, yeah.
and they eat each other.
If you want money.
While they're trying to find the
you
Northwest
gotta do you gotta take the template.
Yeah, you just got to steal other people's stuff
You do. That's how,
and not do
that's how
anything
you make
different or
money.
unique with it.
Yeah.
Just copy what everyone else does.
That's how you make money.
That's true writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and switch gears now. We've talked about winter horror. Check all those things out. They're fantastic. If you're cold and you want to be colder or miserabler, those are great movies to watch. They will make you unhappy.
They will.
Each one of them, even the TV shows, will make you unhappy.
Yeah.
In a good way. The most pleasant type of unhappiness you can have.
Yeah.
Speaking of the most pleasant type of unhappiness you can have, we're going to talk about a little tradition that I have that I've invited Nick to. I've invited Scott to.
Yeah.
Scott just did his first one.
This last year.
You've done several. Yeah, he came
Yeah.
this year. You were unfortunately like not feeling good.
Yeah, I
You're
was
like, oh, my nose is scratchy. I'm pretty sure it means hungover. But
literally, I would have shown up with a broken leg. I just didn't want to get anyone else sick and then have to hear about it for the next 2 months. Oh, Nick comes over and blah, blah, blah.
no one knows when you show up sick, dude. You're just like, oh, I got allergies. And you just get everyone sick.
Noted.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You just roll up.
Okay. Guilt
Anyways,
free.
so I've got this tradition that I do in the winter. It's either before the holidays or after the holidays, and it's called the fruitcake toss party. Right? It's what do they call that when it's not religious?
Secular.
Non-secular. It's a non-secular
No, it's
celebration. Secular, yeah. Non-secular celebration.
Not non-secular, just secular.
No, something that's secular is religious, right?
Not religious if it's secular. Right? Scott, look up quick.
What are you doing? Scott's taking a nap at the console.
Oh, he's
over.
sleeping.
Scott's having naps. He's
God
like,
damn
oh,
it.
dude, you guys been talking forever.
Well, I brought over like the.
He's just like distracted. He's thinking of like who we could eat.
He is.
He's just like, I don't know. Who would I want to be stuck on a play with? What's that say?
I brought over like 7 pounds of pizza, so I get it.
Yeah.
Denoting? What is this?
What's
That
it
have
say?
no religious or spiritual basis. So yeah, secular is non-religious.
So it's
Yeah.
a secular. I just learned a new word.
Nice.
Thanks.
Hey, me too. Wintry.
Wintry. So it's a secular celebration that takes place whenever Greg has a Saturday off in December.
Right.
So that's how we decide when it's going to be.
That's why this one was post-Christmas, which usually it is not.
I mean, it depends on when Greg has days off.
Mhm.
So Greg's our friend. He likes bad movies. But whenever Greg has that Saturday off, that's when we're going to be like, yo, we're going to have this fruitcake toss party.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is a party we have. I invite as many people as I can. I feel like, I have a pretty good chunk of friends and
Mhm.
we have a pretty good group of acquaintances that all know each other by now at this point.
Yeah.
And what it is it's a chance to kind of get together pre or post holidays where you don't really have to do anything. You don't have to bring any gifts or anything. You just kind of show up and have a good time. And it's just a way to kind of unwind. The reason we're bringing it up is because I think everyone should be doing it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I will, trust me, I will let you know when Greg has a Saturday off in December and you can plan your own fruitcake toss party.
Yeah. But Greg has to be off.
I'll
Or
let
else
you
it's
know.
not real.
That's not a real fruitcake toss party if Greg doesn't have Saturday off. So what happens at the fruitcake toss party is this: there's food, there's drinks. We got a nice cider that you could spike or drink normal, depending on your proclivities. And then there are the events. We got 3 events that people get pretty intense about.
Oh, they do.
Like they get pretty intense. So the first event is, what do? We do the race first because it's easiest on the fruitcakes. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to buy a buttload of fruitcakes, they're crazy expensive now. I think my wife paid like $8 for each one of those fruitcakes.
You're kidding me.
$8
For those?
for those, and they're prepackaged like just like generic fruitcakes.
Just bricks made of alum.
Bricks. They're literally like rectangular bricks.
Yeah.
The first year we did it, everyone made a fruitcake, and like I don't know if you've ever made a fruitcake before.
No.
It's expensive. It's like you got to get all these weird jelly fruits. You got to spend like hours doing it, and it doesn't taste good. No one wants to eat it. And the one we came out with literally weighed like 3 pounds.
God.
So like I was like, we were like during the events, we were like at a disadvantage because ours weighed 3 pounds.
Dude, with 3 pounds, you're gonna do something to your like rotator cuff.
It weighed, yeah, basically.
Like-
And other people showed up with the pre-made ones. They're like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
And theirs weigh like what? That was maybe like a pound. I think it's like 16 ounces, literally 16 ounces.
Maybe.
Of fruitcake.
Yeah.
And so we just stuck with the prepackaged ones that are like $8 a pop. and you get your 3 events. The first event is the race. So we put our garbage can at the end of the driveway, and we have a spatula you have to carry it on, and you race around, and we take turns until there's a winner. Right? That's the first event. That keeps the fruitcakes in pretty good shape.
But you got to describe how difficult it is to hold a fruitcake on the spatula, and there's some contact.
Oh yeah.
So it's not just like,
it's
okay,
full contact race.
full contact race. It's a short sprint there and back. You got to like coordinate around the garbage can. All the while, you can't advance unless the fruitcake is back on your spatula. So you drop it, you got to go grab it, put it back on the spatula.
And you can't run it. You can't have your other hand on it. You got to have no hand on
It's
it.
all balanced with the deal.
And we've always had an extra layer of difficulty with our driveways.
Oh yeah.
Right? The driveway at our old house was just mossy, right? It was just mossy at the end.
Yeah.
And there was like a little bit of a slope, and that was a nice challenge.
It was.
The
Lots
one
of
at our
slipping.
current place where we placed the garbage can to like turn around, there's like a layer of gravelly scree that is very slippery right there at the turn, because that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's the race, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first event. This year, I think, Scott, did you get those pictures up that Jen sent you? Yeah, we might take a look at those in a bit.
Nice.
But the second event is then the accuracy toss, because that's a gentler throw.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a board cut out that's wrapped up to look like a gift, and we just line up and throw it through the hole, and last person standing is the winner.
Because the board keeps advancing in different. The distance is greater. With
It grows
each
for each
successful,
round.
Yeah, and it's
So
a
let's
hole
say
in
I've
the middle of
got 8 people going
target
in
board,
one
yeah.
round. The 3 that make it the first time get to advance to the next round, and the distance is further.
That's a tough one, man.
The board moved. Yeah, it's
Because the fruitcakes are like this, and it's barely enough to get through the hole. But some people have like this really nice technique where if they get it right, it just spins, and it's almost like
goes
a
right
dart
through.
action. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough.
yeah, it's a challenge. And then there's the final event, which the guys really like, and the ladies are not necessarily a fan of it, which is the distance toss.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's like, yo, I can't throw this thing that far, like for the ladies. And the guys are like, let me just chuck this thing as far as I can. I'll chuck it to the moon.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over them mountains?
Yeah.
And that's when the fruitcakes really get destroyed. Right?
Oh yeah.
So luckily we get to keep a few fruitcakes that just somehow make it through the ordeal. And then the winners of each event get a prize that they get to pick from. There's like a little prize pool. And then we just have a good time, and everyone goes away at a reasonable hour so I can go to bed.
You had a special prize this year.
I did have a special prize.
Brutal.
Yeah. So we've always been waiting for injuries to happen.
Right.
We've always been waiting for injuries to happen on this event because, you know, there was some physical skill involved.
Oh, hell yeah. These are great. I didn't even see any of these.
That's not fruitcake toss player. That's
Oh.
just Scott. This is just slideshow.
Well,
What's going on?
how am I supposed to know?
So yeah, I kind of tore my hamstring on this race this year
Ooh,
on
yeah.
going around. Now I did stick it out, but you know, if you've ever torn something and you get that pop sensation and it's just like instant pain. You're like, oh, what
Instant
happened?
pain.
And
You've
you
got
have no idea what happened. You're like, is my leg like
Yeah.
going to work? And you just hop and hope that you don't like fall down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tore it pretty good. I managed to stick it out. I did my events.
Nice. You continued the other events after that. That's right.
Yeah, because the race was first, and I was just like, I was winning too. I was beating Ryan, and it just goes plop, and I'm like playing. I like throw everything to the side, and I just like limp off. I'm like, nope, no, I'm not getting it.
Damn it.
I did not win the accuracy. I did manage to beat a few people on the distance on one leg. So
That's pretty impressive,
that's
man.
good. Yeah.
You need both legs for a nice toss.
For a nice fruitcake toss. You gotta have two. So
I've been tossing fruitcakes for years, and let me tell you, you need both limbs.
it's a difficult one. And the techniques are weird because you're working with an oblong, like rectangular shape that's just awkward to handle and throw. And so people are trying all different techniques. I don't know that one ever works. It's always like it's just what feels good for you.
Yeah.
For the accuracy and the toss. But if you're looking to start a new tradition, the fruitcake toss is the way to go. It's great in the holidays. You don't need to buy any gifts. You just show up with a drink or two, eat some snacks, have a laugh, tear your hamstring.
Yeah. I mean, what could be better?
Yeah.
It is fun. I love going. How long have you been doing that, actually?
I feel like it's at least 10 years.
Who came up with that idea?
Well, I did. I don't, I was just like,
Yeah.
I wanted to, the holidays are the time where people are in town, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing things and, people are sick of being around their families and they just want to get out and like have fun. That's not like the same old stuff and with your family. You know? So I thought it would just be a good time to get together because, it's just a nice time to do it because we're all so busy. And it's nice to make time to see your friends. Otherwise, I wouldn't even see most people during the holidays.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're so busy doing the required things that you have to go shopping, you have to do all the stuff. You just don't have the time to do it. So it's nice to have this one thing you can go to. We take care of everything for you. And we just have a good time.
Love it.
Yeah.
I look forward to them I was pretty bummed out that I didn't make this one.
Yeah.
Pretty bummed.
Yeah. Scott made it. Scott, did you like the fruitcake toss party?
It was fantastic.
Nice.
That's the first one you've made it to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Does he have picks? Are we gonna?
I thought he was gonna do some picks. It looks like he's playing with them.
Oh, he's working on it. Okay.
Do you want to take a pause and we'll come back to it in a few minutes? We can just cut in. We might take a pause here while Scott gets these loaded up, and we'll take a look at some shots.
Some shots. Yeah. Do we need to do any? Do we need to make any money? Are we doing?
Well,
any
we're gonna look at
ads?
these pictures, then we're gonna make some money.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Look at this. This is a good turnout.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You had Keith there.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to just go through these? Are you just going to slideshow these on the?
Yeah, there's pretty much just this running one and then a big family photo at the end.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
So they got one of me running. This is me racing up with Ryan. Scott, that's our producer Scott in there.
Jesus, look at the size of Greg's kid now.
You're not going to show the Scott one, are you? He's not going to show the Scott one.
Why?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Well, he is a behind the scenes guy. I get it, but
Yeah.
See, dude, that's what I meant. I had to go up against him.
He had to go up against Caleb.
Dude,
Hey, Caleb's giant now, dude.
He's like 3 inches taller than
what the hell happened? He's an
like a
actual
Viking
monster.
warrior now.
He is. Look
Yeah.
at him.
He's awesome. So yeah, that one's Scott and Caleb. Then I'm lined up with Ryan here. I'm still in good health at this point.
Oh, it
in
looks
this
like
one.
you're getting ready to pull something.
I got my spin on.
You do. You have good agility.
And
You
I'm
always
like,
have.
bam, bam, bam. This
Greg
is
and Garrett.
Greg and Garrett. That's Greg. He's got Saturday off. With
He's
his
the guy.
beer mug. He's got his beer mug shirt. Yeah, he runs out there in like a short sleeve shirt too. It's like
Oh, sure.
it's like 40 degrees
Yeah.
tops on that day.
I don't know if all of them have uploaded yet. Sorry.
That's okay.
But I can put them in. Oh, that's a gutter.
It's a gutter. We got
Nice.
a picture
It's
of
a
a gutter.
drippy gutter, if you
That's what I
will.
got so far.
Cool. Anyways, those are just a few pictures. Like you can see some of the events there. I was gonna win that race, by the way. just
Oh
so you
yeah.
know.
You look at you took the inside track. You would have spun
I
right
did an
into the deal.
inside spin to protect the fruitcake, and I hit the ground running right where that green moss is back there. That's where it popped.
Ooh.
And
Was
I-
it your left leg?
It was my right leg.
Your right leg.
Your fruitcake fell off, and it was what you bent over to pick your fruitcake.
Oh, is that what happened?
And it was like you bent over and then started running again.
Ooh.
That's when it, like,
Did it? I don't remember dropping it.
Damn, that's what did it, dude.
I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, start your own party. Tear your hamstring.
And use the events. I mean, these events are tailor-made. You could do them,
You can do your own fruitcake things. Yeah.
Those garbage cans run for about $29.95. You can find them in S-Mart. Remember, shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
And I'll let you know next year when Greg has Saturday off. Just so you know.
Follow me to the sunshine streets, open your ears and brains. A recipe of fresh and bloody treats. Right here's where you jump the trains. The clock stops here, so grab a beer, throw your sensibilities away. We ain't walking, we're talking to the north, east, west, and south. This broadcast is fast like the dead we will last. We're running on rotten mouths. We ain't walking, we're talking to the north, east, west, and south.